We are back with Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're here to talk Game 1 between the Timberwolves and the Thunder down to the Final Four. I don't think anyone saw three of these four teams being in the Western Conference Finals, but here we are. We got a good matchup here, so we'll go over the recap in just a little bit. Had a small profitable, I think it's Thursday, Friday, no game Saturday, and didn't have a bet on Sunday. So, like I said, we'll go over that in just a second. Still crazy that the Mavericks also got the number one pick in the draft. Teams continue to tank and rest players and not give their fans anything, and they still don't get the number one pick. Just a wild thing going on in the NBA. But anyways, any graphics you see in this video are from an app called OUTLIER. It's the best betting research tool on the market today. Use this every single day for all three sports that we cover. If you guys want to try it out, click that link below. You get a 7-day free trial. So let's get into it, and that means it is dad joke time. So here we go. My wife told me to stop being an idiot and just be myself. I told her to make up her mind. Alrighty. In this video, we're going to recap real quick that last couple days, and then we're going to preview and give out a couple best bets for Game 1 between the Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder, and of course, we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 40,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for the support all season long. This is our, I think, third NBA season now on the channel, and it's just been a ton of fun. So I just want to thank you guys for the support. But let's get it started, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is, a 2-2 Thursday and Friday with some small profit in there. So Isaiah Hartenstein over 19.5 points plus rebounds. That was not a winner. Did not play a ton of minutes and just didn't get the job done. But how about a plus 300 same game parlay winner? Wish I put a half unit or at least more than a quarter unit on it. Nuggets money line, Jokic 12 plus rebounds, Porter Jr. under 11.5 points. That was a beauty. That was for game 6 of that series. And then Friday, Derek White under 31.5 PRAs. Got a lot of hate for that bet. I'm not sure why. There's people laughing at me saying it's the worst bet I've ever made. Anyways, easy cash for the under. You gotta love that. And then same game parlay plus 100. Jalen Brunson came up a couple points short. Mitchell Robinson just didn't play, didn't get to a 6 plus rebound, so we lost a half unit there. But there it is, the 2-2 Thursday and Friday playoff record, down 5.29 units after a good regular season where we won 29 units. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk game 1. All right, we head out to Oklahoma City where the Thunder host the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thunder minus 7.5. Total in this one is 215.5. These two teams, these franchises have only combined for one finals appearance. Of course, the Thunder have not been around long since they ripped my heart out and took my Seattle Supersonics. But these are the two best defensive teams in the postseason right now. And then in the regular season, they split the series 2-2, 1-1 in both Minnesota and in Oklahoma City. The total average score was 236.75 points per game, 232 points per game if you don't count the overtime in one of those as well. But 3 of the 4 games were decided by 7+ points, and T-Wolves were 3-1 ATS versus the Thunder this year. Something to keep in mind, though, which is why you don't want to look too much into it. Randall and Gobert, they each only played 1 game out of those 4. So we'll see. Can Jalen Williams step up? A lot of storylines here. Can he step up after a down second round? A down second round, kind of rhymed. Anyways, the Thunder were 18-8 during the regular season when Jalen Williams scored 24+ points. So we'll see if he can step up if this is a better matchup for him. But I'm ready to get into it. I got 2 best bets for you. The first one is a 1-unit play. It's not going to be one you like, I'll tell you that. Give me Anthony Edwards under 27.5 points, minus 130 on BetMGM. Like I said, it's a 1-unit play. While recording this, I also saw it at minus 132 on FanDuel, but fading a stud like Ant is not fun. I mean, he's a beast. We know that. But Edwards in the playoffs so far, it's not like he's exactly flying over this number with the added bump in minutes for the playoffs. He gets the opposing defense's full attention every single game. We know that. In the 10 playoff games, he's actually under this in 6 of 10. So you're 6-4 if you bet his under points or under 27.5 points. But he's averaging 26.5 points per game, but that average was also boosted by 1 game where he scored 43 against the Lakers. He's averaging around the exact same field goal attempts per game in the playoffs compared to the regular season, so not a huge bump there as well. And then we talked to matchup. We know this matchup is tough. Thunder, the number 1 defense in the league for a reason. Elite at defending the pick and roll ball handler. Elite at defending spot ups, at pull ups. I mean, pretty much everything. They have a ton of guys to throw at him. They'll throw, Caruso, Lou Dort, Wallace, SGA, all these guys. They all know how to defend and play team defense as well. Edwards is under this line in 3 of the 4 games he's played against the Thunder. So Thunder have already proven they can stop him or at least slow him down. And in fact, he's only scored more than 23 points in one of those 4 games where he went over. And that's it. So he hasn't even really been close in 3 of the 4. We saw Edwards, he's willing to dish the ball. If defenses are going to take him away a little bit, he's willing to pass it. He had 12 assists in his last playoff game. But we saw Thunder in at least half the games. In 3 of the 6, they suffocated Jamal Murray, where he didn't even score more than 17 points in 3 of those games. And that's with them focusing on Nikola Jokic. Now the focus here is going to be on Edwards. I know it's Julius Randle and all that, but that's another reason why I like it. I've seen Julius Randle play this postseason. He's playing with a lot of confidence, averaging 24 points per game, 17 field goal attempts per game. So it's not all on Ant's shoulders here. And then also at the very end, of course, a blowout is always an opportunity, a possibility. You'll see later, hopefully, that it's not a blowout on my second bet. But I like this one for 1 unit. I know it's scary. Give me Ant under 27.5 points. And then my second best bet, we're going to do a little same game parlay. Give me Chet Holmgren, 12 plus points, and the Timberwolves plus 14.5. Yes, that's an alt line. I know that is not the real line. Minus 120 on DraftKings, half unit play. So let's start with Chet, 12 plus points. His line is around 14.5. I just need 12 from him. In the playoffs, he scored 12 plus points in 10 of 12 games, averaging over 14 points per game. He's been right around that 30-minute mark this playoffs. In games with 28 or more minutes this season, he scored 12 plus points in 18 of 24, so 75%. And he scored 12 plus points in 5 of 6 games versus Denver, even though he only shot 4 for 21 from three-point range. It was just not pretty. I think he's due to start making some shots, that's for sure. Head-to-head versus Minnesota, he only played in 2 of the games. He scored 12 plus in one of those 2 games. In the one under, he took 2 threes and still scored 11, was just 1 point short. But I think we see Rudy Gobert being drawn out a lot in the pick and roll. Chet will have some matchups with Julius Randle, obviously. I expect him to step up and have a pretty decent series here. Obviously, Randle not known for his defense as well, but I like Chet to just score 12 plus points. And then the second leg, Timberwolves plus 14.5, obvious alt line, but you can make this whatever you want. I think they're going to keep it close, but I think they actually have a chance this series. I think they're the better overall team than Denver. They don't have a guy like Jokic, makes a big difference, but I think they are an overall better team. Let's talk about T-Wolves. They had the 4th best net rating in the NBA. They're only a 6th seed, because it took them a while at the beginning of the year to really figure out Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo after the big trade, and then they both were injured, so it took them a while, but you saw at the end of the year, they were steamrolling, that's for sure. Like I mentioned, they are 3-1 ATS versus OKC this season, and that would be the plus 7.5. Obviously, I got plus 3.5, or 14.5, but they've won 7 of the last 10 games outright versus OKC in the last couple of years, so they know how to play them. In fact, they've only lost by more than 14 points 3 times all season long, so this is a pretty big spread here. They've won or stayed within 14 points in 7 of the last 8 games versus OKC. I see a lower scoring defensive battle. Even though they had some higher scoring games in the regular season, I think we're going to see that lower scoring game with 2 of the best defenses in the playoffs right now. And with those lower scoring half court type plays, 14.5 is a lot of points when you're not getting 5 million points in the game and a lot of possessions. So as long as Minnesota doesn't come out super rusty, which, we've seen that before from teams that don't play for a while, and they don't go from 5 for 40 from deep, I like my chances here at plus 14.5. I think they're a possible live dog here. Again, as long as they don't come out rusty and bricking every shot, I think they got a chance to win this, at least keep it close. So give me Chet 12 plus points, the Timberwolves plus 14.5. That is my second best bet for a half unit. Of course, any added plays I have will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. So that's what we got for game 1. Now let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 2 best bets, Anthony Edwards under 27.5 points, minus 130 on BetMGM for 1 unit. And then Chet Holmgren, 12 plus points, Minnesota plus 14.5 on the alt line. Put that together, you get minus 120. That is a half unit play. Let me know below in the comments who you guys got in this game 1 in the series, who you think is going to take it. But we got another fun one to watch, that's for sure. But thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Hope you guys all have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.